Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This vlog is about a few things, mostly centered around the greatest himself, Muhammad Ali. I'm a big combat sports fan, so I couldn't refrain from talking about what just happened. His passing was announced just when I was trying to finish this script, but I actually started hours earlier because I had a feeling that once it was announced that he was in critical condition, this time, it was going to be time. His health had been deteriorating in recent years, so yeah. But at least he was surrounded by family. This vlog is going to be a little unusual. I don't know if there's a real central topic to it. Well, I don't know if you can follow. So please bear with me with this. I was watching the documentary When We Were Kings as I wrote the script, so my mind was all over the place. But I just, I had a ton of ideas and I didn't know where to go with it, but I just had to talk about Muhammad Ali. Something compelled me. But, I can't just talk in front of the camera the whole time. I also had to get some B-roll of a special place. This is Araneta Coliseum. Over 40 years ago, the rubber match between Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier took place here, in what became known as the Thrilla in Manila. By the way, foreigners, please, it's Manila with one L, not two like vanilla, because if there's anything Manila is not, it's vanilla. He said that it'd be a killer and a thriller and a chiller when I get that gorilla in Manila. Well, that was a different era. Nowadays, if you talk about getting a gorilla, well, you're gonna get a lot of hate in social media. It must have been quite a surreal time having what became one of the greatest boxing matches of all time take place, here in the Philippines, where I live. It's quite surreal. Mind you, the match itself was it was exciting, although, it dragged. But hey, 15 rounds. It was quite a story, though. Now, a disclaimer. I actually talk a little bit about local politics in this vlog. I know, it's supposed to be about Muhammad Ali, so you might think I'm disrespecting his memory by doing this. However, the man himself wasn't shy about political talk. So, you know what? I'll try to do right by him here. Now think about it. There's a boxer in the Philippine Senate right now. Well, until recently he was active. And the guy who made Thrilla in Manila possible left a legacy that is still hotly debated in this country. Hell, his son tried to run for vice president. Well, he lost, but only by a narrow margin. So, what does that say? Mind you, try not to take this too seriously. I'll do my best to connect the dots, so bear with me. But, Ferdinand Marcos was quite adamant in having the fight here. At this point, he had been in power for almost a decade, and there was some unrest. Shit had been hitting the fan for quite a while back then. So much so that the wind of said fan was, filling the air with a deplorable stench. So they could definitely use a world-famous braggadocio talk mad trash about his opponent all over the media. It'd keep the citizens occupied. And occupied they were. They booed Muhammad Ali. The Filipino public booed him. Of course. When someone like him comes around, guess who are the first people are gonna say that he's arrogant? Filipinos. And hey, if Mobutu Sese Seko could make the Rumble in the Jungle happen in Zaire, which is now the Congo, the year before, then Ferdinand Marcos can indeed make Ali and Frazier fight right here in the Philippines, where it's also hot and sticky. Back then, they had like 15 rounds of boxing. The thought of getting punched for 15 rounds already makes my brain hurt, like right now. Ugh. Ali did win via 14th round TKO, but his brain did hurt too eventually. Yeah, no, I like boxing. I really love it, but I love my brain more. And I've been punched repeatedly in the face before, so I know what it's like. They had the fight at 10 a.m., almost noon, so that people at stateside could watch it at night. A boxing match in Manila during that day at 1975. I don't know if air conditioning was that good yet back then. Did air conditioning even exist back then? They said it was 49 degrees Celsius in the building. 49 degrees Celsius? What the fuck? My room never gets that hot, and it's pretty fucking hot in here. The fight went down to the wire. Ali actually came this close to quitting, but his trainer Angelo Dundee was like, no. He wouldn't let him. Frazier didn't want to quit, even though like his eyes were like swollen shut, both of them, so he was actually fighting blind. But his trainer Eddie Futch was like, that's it, enough's enough. They were both pretty much dying in there. Well, to be fair, it wasn't that uncommon of a sight in Manila back then. So it was hot and sticky, like how it is now in my room actually, because I had to turn off air conditioning and the fan so that it doesn't add unnecessary noise over the microphone. Anyway, yeah, it was hot and sticky, and it was also 1975. Martial law had been enacted 3 years before, and it persisted until 1981. It was 12 years of anyone can be a fucking rebel, arrest them. Of course, that was like 40 years ago, and people have forgotten. Boy, have they forgotten.
Maganda naman po siya para sa bansa natin.
Kay Ferdinand Marcos, naging maayos yung pamamalakad niya.
Now we have a leftist pro-Marcos president. And I can't say how many levels of that combo is. And a former boxer as a senator. Now, the national elections happened just last month, at which time I was actually in Hong Kong. And all of this stuff happened amid frustrations over corruption and crime in the country. So of course those people are gonna get elected. But I don't know. I'm a Pacquiao fan, but he couldn't catch Mayweather like Rocky Balboa couldn't catch a chicken. And he only attended 4 days of work as a congressman? Right, make him a senator. Kinda tragic actually, because Ali had the intelligence and charisma. He had the makings of a political leader. He could have actually done well.
In America, we're not as good as you are. Some of us are richer than you are. But you have a dignity in your poverty that we don't have. We are spoiled in America. We have lost what you still have in Africa, and you must keep that. And he spoke very gently, and I thought, my Lord, on top of everything else, this man's a political leader, and he's going to be a great political leader.
However, Parkinson's robbed him of his speech and grace, while the goofball can sit out of sessions to play basketball or show his mug on TV somewhere. Both are fighting legends, but only one of them had a medal to be an actual leader. Anyway, back to Thrilla in Manila. Now, one remnant of that momentous occasion was a mall named after Muhammad Ali when he won. It's called Ali Mall, or Ali Mall. Named in his honor, it still stands today, just behind the Araneta Coliseum. And it was said to be the first major shopping mall in the country. Well, I don't know if people these days still remember that it was actually named after the boxer. People around here aren't exactly known to be good at history. And now all of that is located in Cubao, which pretty much became a central hub of sorts here in Metro Manila. The trains pass through here, so do the jeepneys and buses. It's crowded and very busy. And it also has a lot of places to hang out in and chill. And Edsa Boulevard also runs through there. The very road along which People Power Revolution happened on February 25th, 1986. It saw the toppling of the Marcos regime, and I was born around 4 months later. Hi! Yeah, that must have been quite an impassioned time back then. We only have to look at a 500 peso bill to be reminded of it. Now, how the fuck was I able to connect Muhammad Ali with Filipino politics? Well, welcome to my channel. This is what you can expect from me here. And more. Although, to be fair, I don't really talk about politics that much. Anyway, the Thrilla in Manila had an agenda to it. So it's kind of hard to deny that, and I thought it was fairly apt to put 2 and 2 together. But enough of that now. I'll talk about Ali now, without all the political undertones. I started to really become a fight fan in the early to mid 2000s. And it was a great time to start doing so. The internet was burgeoning, and websites like YouTube started popping up. All of a sudden, a wealth of combat sports history and martial arts education became accessible in audiovisual format. And personally, being a recluse who's trapped within these 4 walls of my room, I could obsess over this stuff without exposing myself to what was once, and still kinda is, what scares me the most. The outside world. Much of the fights I watched were those of Ali. And I obsessed over boxing, including those of his fights where he both won or lost. But throughout it all, he was absolutely no wallflower. He really did float like a butterfly and sting like a bee, both in and out of the ring. He had the timing. He had timing in his DNA. Not just in boxing, but in life as well. He belonged in his era. And the world gained so much from him. He was both cocky and planted at the same time. He belonged. He was there. He really lived. He was a man of the moment. Soon enough, I myself ventured out to learn more about fighting and stuff, leaving my room every once in a while. And I thrived at the start, then stumbled for like 4 to 5 years because of, depression. Then kind of got back on the horse when I figured things out. I had problems. I can't deny that. And I couldn't get over myself at first. I'm fine now. Well, at least I've realized that I don't have to take myself so seriously and feel sorry about myself. By the way, that was just the middle of last year when I really realized that. Regrets and anxieties started to slide away like water off a duck's back. Like Buddha under the Bodhi tree, I realized a bit of how those people could do what they do, how Ali did what he did. I didn't necessarily want to be like him though. It's similar to how I necessarily didn't want to be like Bruce Lee. Because I don't have the DNA for that. Hell, I don't even favor Ali's fighting style. I'm more of a Joe Frazier type, really. But I did take much from his love of verbal finesse. Why I'm here right now on video expressing myself, talking to you, as due to being inspired by people like Ali. I'm not as good, but the fact that I'm trying really hard, well, yeah, I was inspired by folks like Ali. There's some the speaking to an audience, even over the internet, where only a few people could actually watch whatever the hell I'm doing, maybe even none. But, for some reason it feels right in a way. I think I was also born in the right era. Just like Ali was born in his era. As a socially awkward and agoraphobic individual, I needed the internet. To to find inspirations like Muhammad Ali, to help me slowly break out of my shell, and then find ways to express myself. Now, once I figured things out a bit, well, I needed an outlet. So here I am. It's not much, but, it's something. At any other time, I'd only know of Ali through stories and hearsay, like back in the 1990s when, my family talked about him, and whatever else comes up on TV. But through the internet, I got to learn a good bit about this man. I got to follow him. I got to watch most of his fights. And, I learned about the way he fought, the way he spoke, the way he dressed, the way he carried himself in life with dignity and grace. I know this vlog has been a mixed bag, but it's a vlog and I already explained myself. At least I end this with sincere gratitude to Muhammad Ali, really. I'm thankful for a guy I didn't personally know, but I got to learn from through his prowess, both as a boxer and as a man. Without people like Ali, I wouldn't be inspired to do, stuff like this, and just languish and have no reason to wake up in the morning. So, thank you, Muhammad. Thank you. May you rest well, warrior. If this video helps just a bit in commemorating Muhammad Ali's life and legacy, then you know what? All is good. I'm done. Well, that was a crock of shit. I hurried up the recording and I think it's gonna be crap. But you know what? I'm gonna stick with it. I'll upload it. Fuck it. If you didn't like the video, if you think it sucks, go ahead, click dislike. But if you liked it, please click like. Please subscribe to the channel as well for more vlogs in the near future. Well, if I stop being lazy. And I got another one in the works right now, so watch out for that. Also, check out my other YouTube channel where I talk about video games, movies, and so on. Well, whenever I have free time. So, because why not? And that's all for now with this vlog. Until next time, stay Tor.